Hi friends, I just want to make a little video where I brief about my private situation. Those of you who has followed me in that direction know that for maybe a year ago or something I got a letter returned from I had sent to my grandson, my son's son, and it was after he had moved to another house and I didn't know. So I assume the reason why the letter came back was because the remove address you give to the post office only are there for half a year or something. So I assume the post office did not have my son's new address. So that was the reason. But then here a couple of months ago I sent birthday card both to my son and my grandson, and I have not got my son's new address, but I know the area where he had bought a house and was living, so I think I'll try, because he has a little special name, so I think there could be a chance that the mailman would know which house he lived in, even though the address was not correct. And I didn't get any of those 2 birthday cards returned. But now here this Christmas, I sent a little Christmas card to my grandson and also to my daughter's 2 children. And those I sent to my daughter's house did not come returned, but the one I sent to my son's son came back here the other day, and it said unknown. And I have written the same address that was not correct. So I assume maybe there could be a new postman on the route that day that didn't know where my son was living. So that could be the reason why this Christmas card came returned. So, and that's the only news I have. No, I have a little bit more about my son. Here this Christmas, my daughter, she sent a Christmas card to my mom. I didn't get any, I can say. But my mom got a letter, a long letter from my daughter. And there were 2 pictures of her children to my mom. And then there were 2 pictures that she asked my mom to give to me. So that was a good thing, even though I have told my daughter before, I am not the same as my mom. We are not one. So I don't like you go through my mom if you want anything with me. It's almost like she go behind my back somehow. I know you can give many excuses for why you only send one. You save a little money on a letter, on a second letter. But it's the mind of, sorry I say it, it's the mind of a father. It was what the father could have decided to do. Sorry, my phone is calling. I'm not taking it. It's a person who do not understand that I hate to talk in telephone. But in this letter, she wrote that my son and his new girlfriend were gonna have a little new baby here in February, and they knew it would be a boy also. So in next month, I assume I will be grandma for the 4th time. So of course I am excited to, and I look forward to see if my son call me when it has happened. Even though I did not have any contact with my son when he got the first child, he called me and said that I had become a grandma. So I hope he does that this time too, even though I have not talked to him for a couple of years now. But my daughter's situation, actually it looks like both my children are living okay lives. So of course I'm happy for that. It doesn't seem to they have a problem with money and work, so that's fine. And both of them have a partner, and that's okay. But I have mentioned it once before somewhere that I have a suspicion that the Illuminati in a way have taken both my children. But I think my daughter maybe could be mixed more into it. My son, he was taken away, and then his brain twisted around and against me. That's one thing. That's many years ago. But I know my daughter, she has been very happy for writing. And I could have an idea that maybe it's something she has got a little bit from me, because very often I was sitting in front of the computer and I was writing. It was not book kind of thing. Yes, I have done a lot of poems, but when she was living here with me as a child, I was very often writing letters to the system about the problem with my son and all the case thing there. But she has been writing, and I know she has a very high willpower. If there's something she really wants, she do a lot for it. So, and then a year ago or something, my little sister was home visiting our mom, and she told me that my daughter, she had seen on Facebook, that my daughter has won a competition. A writing competition. I didn't know, because I do not have contact with my daughter, my children, and I do not stalk them on the internet. In between, I have searched their name and looked if anything came up, but I do not spy on them. But she told me my daughter has won this competition, and now and the prize was that they would help her to make the novel, the thing she has written and won with. They will put it on the internet so people could buy it. So I couldn't help. I had to go in and search. So I did, and there came something up. So I saw the title, which I find a little bit suspicious about what has been going on in my life with child stealing and so on. The title has something to do that could be connected to pirates. It was not about pirates. I could not read the book, and I have not bought it because I cannot buy anything on the internet. But I saw the front page of it, and it was something with you saw the middle of the body of a woman in sexy underwear, and it looks like it was a romantic story, some kind of. But then in this letter she sent here this Christmas to my mom, that she also wrote, of course, about this thing, but she also wrote that now in the future she would also make a book that would be printed for real in paper, and she mentioned what the book would be called, and it has something to do with blood. And it sounds like, I will not give the correct title, but it was something you could combine to bloodline and family blood. So I could have a little suspicious that maybe this book could be about her childhood and how she has experienced the problems in her childhood. We may see. I assume it will come so people can buy it next year, and if I hear about it and figure it out, I could have a suspicion I would try to buy it. So maybe it could be a book that would come out in the bookshops and so on. Maybe she could end up to get success with her writings. And if Illuminati somehow have catched her, there's a very big chance that she could get success where she would earn money on it. Because we know that's what they can do with people who serve them. But one thing is, I have a suspicion she has been catched into some Illuminati thing. And I also have been thinking about maybe she is, and maybe she do not know it herself. It could very well be that they are going in and catch her and give her some kind of success without she is knowing it. And why I could have that suspicion is some pictures I saw when I searched for this first thing she has been written. I found it on a Facebook page. She has made a Facebook page that was not about her private life, but more about her writing life. And there were some pictures. For an example, there were a picture where she was holding an owl, and her husband or boyfriend or what he is, I don't know if they have been married, both of them were holding an owl. And we know the owl is connected both to something with being clever, but it is also used to the Bohemian Grove, where something was sacrificed children to Moloch. But in some of the comments that people had given on things she has put up, I noticed there were a person who was asking into how in the world can you find time for all this? You have children and so on. So I had the suspicion that somebody maybe are fishing after her children. If they can catch her into maybe not be what she should be for the children, they could maybe find some good evidence for taking her children away. And of course her answer, I liked her answer because she answered, oh, I'm mostly right when the children have gone to bed in the evening. So, oh, I lost there was something in connection to that I would have said that suddenly disappeared. But I'm a little worried, even though I'm happy if my children are handling their life okay, or what you should call it. But that was a movie in itself. I want to show you a little bit more private. The next will be private things too. Hi.